Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam everyone. We are going to be looking at the chapter 4 of Chamakam today. This Anuvaka, the fourth chapter or fourth Anuvaka, deals with food. As you have seen, each Anuvaka of Chamakam deals with one aspect of our existence. And we are praying to the Lord to make all aspects of what we want, what we need in this world is offered to the Lord. It's beneficial. That's the prayer. So that whatever we have can be offered to the Lord. And through that process, we attain the Lord and become one with Him. So today we are going to cover food, because in many Upanishads, food has been described like Annam Brahma. God itself is viewed as food, because that's what sustains everything in this world. We are born of food, we are nourished by food, we are killed also by food. Food becomes an inseparable part of existence. So this Anuvaka covers everything related to food. So let's take a look at it. Thank you very much. You look at the first mantra, Urk Chame. Urk Chame. Urk Chame. Okay. This, in terms of pronunciation, it should all be pretty okay. But in terms of reading it, I don't know if you all can see, the second letter is Irk, Ik, and Cha. There are three letters, Urk, Cha. Okay, Urk, Cha, Me. The mantra itself, the padam, the main important word in this mantra is Urk. Urk is translated as all the commentators as food material. Anything, the substance of food itself is Urk. Okay, that makes things grow. For us to be functioning, all that is food, like fuel, which makes us function. You can say that way also. Urcham is food material. Anything which sustains us is urk. Okay, so we are asking the Lord, Urchame kalpata. Let this food material, food substance which sustains us, let it be beneficial, and let's offer it to you. Okay, that's the first mantra of this Anuvakam. The next mantra is Sunrita Chame. Sunrita Chame. Sunrita Chame. Okay. In terms of pronunciation, it should be pretty straightforward. But I will just point out the second word. One is Nr, In and R. Okay. So R, the vowel R is attached to the consonant In. So Sunr. Okay. Because sometimes people may chant as Sunrita or Sunruta, but it's Sunrita. Okay. I thought I'll just point that out. Sunruta, multiple meanings are there. Commentators have given various meanings. Some people say it's even what is spoken also. But because this anvaka is related to food, I have chosen the meanings agreeable, pleasant, and so on. Because rita, the word rita is true. Truth is also called ritam. I think we have already looked at. So that which is the best of truth also is sunrita, you can say. But the food has to be true. It has to be divine. Okay, which is pleasant, which should be agreeable to us. All of us may have some problem with certain kinds of food. So the food has to be agreeable to us. So we are asking the Lord, let the food be agreeable to us. Okay, let it be conducive for our existence and also prayer, so that we can think of the Lord, because the food becomes the source of our thoughts also, which we have covered actually. So I did not want to repeat it. When we are looking at Brahmarpanam, the food prayer, we have covered that. So food has to be such that it takes us to God. So that kind of food is Sunrita. Okay, Sunrita Chame. Sunrita Chame Kalpata. So that's the prayer. Okay. We'll go to the next mantra. Payas Chame. Payas Chame. Payas Chame. In terms of pronunciation, it should be rather simple. There are no aspirated sounds. The Payaha Chame, that's the word itself is Payaha, the mantra itself is Payaha. So the Visarga becomes Ish because of Sandhi. So that's how Payaha Chame becomes Payas Chame. Okay. Payaha means milk. We are all mammals. The first food which we eat is milk. So milk is considered the original food. It also can be mean all that nourishes, which is so that the milk is that which the maternal qualities which nourishes come through milk. So we are worshipping that. Okay, Payas Chame Kalpatam. Let the milk be beneficial and let us have beneficial milk. We are asking the Lord, which can be offered to the Lord as a yajna. Payas Chame, Payas Chame. We'll look at the next mantra. Rasas Chame. Rasas Chame. Rasas Chame. So pronunciation wise, there are no difficult consonants. The mantra is rasaha. So the rasaha chame becomes rasas chame because of sandhi, because the visarga in the word rasaha has become ish. Okay, so that's how you get rasas chame. Rasas chame. Rasaha means essence. Rasaha is essence. The essence of food is rasa. Okay, so we can eat food, but we are asking the Lord to bless that food which we eat to have rasa, essence. Because the essence is what gets assimilated in us, and that is what uh, becomes the food for all the cells and the body and all. Okay. So we're asking the Lord that the rasa, the essence of the food, let it be beneficial. Rasaschame kalpatam, so that it can be offered to the Lord. So that is the meaning of the word rasas. Okay. I think all of us know rasam. Rasam means the essence of all herbs is rasam. So rasa also has other meanings. Rasa can be taste. So you can say let the food be tasty. That's also some of the commentaries have covered that also. But I had not chosen that. But I thought as an addition I will give rasa also is taste. So we want the food to be tasty. Okay. That we can take the meaning. The next mantra is Ghritam Chame. Ghritam Chame. Ghritam Chame. Okay. The first letter, gr, is the fourth. It's a g, which is the last or the fourth letter in the ka varga, so it has to be aspirated. Gr, okay. Gritham cha me. So pay attention to that. That's what I would say. Then it's r, okay. Again, not gru. Okay. Gritham cha me. Gritha means ghee, clarified butter. So as you can see, the food has rasa, we have already covered. Gritha, which is the essence of milk, is ghee. Essence of milk is ghee. And so that is considered very, very beneficial for the body as well as for the purposes of homa, what's offered. That's why we don't offer any oil. We offer always ghee, because ghee is considered the best among all the essences. So Ghritam is the best of all essences. So we're asking the Lord for that. Okay. Ghritam cha me kalpatam. Let it be beneficial, and let's have it so that we can offer it to you. So Ghritam, the essence of milk, which is ghee. Because we should understand some of these. Later on we will look at rasa, raso vishnu, raso vai saha. It's that's a mantra in Upanishads, which means saha means he is rasa. The Lord exists in everything as rasa. He is the essence of everything. So God is the essence of our soul. So divinity is the essence. So from that sense, we are going, see, from the gross form, we are going to the essence. So rasa, and so it's Ghritam. Then let's look at the next mantra. Madhu chame. Madhu chame. Madhu chame. Okay. This is the mantra. In terms of pronunciation, the second letter in the mantra Madhu, the Dhu, is from the fourth letter in the Tha Varga, so it has to be aspirated. It's a Mahaprana consonant. So Madhu cha me. Okay. Just pay attention to that. The Madhu, the word Madhu, the meaning, there can be many meanings. Madhu means honey. Anything which is sweet is also Madhu. You can say that. Madhu also has other meanings. It can be attached, it can be an intoxicant also. But in this, we chosen. We always have to choose the most appropriate and elevating meaning in the mantras. So here, Madhu is honey. That which is, that's the essence of all flowers is honey. That is also considered very healthy in many ways, and because the bees are supposed to have collected it with their buzzing noise, ringkaram, or which is Om itself, so it is actually energized essence of flowers is Madhu, which is very, very sweet also, you see. And so Madhu chame, we are asking Madhu chame kalpatam, Madhu chame kalpatam. We are asking the Lord that let's be granted Madhu, the essence of flowers, which is honey, which is beneficial to us, and which can be offered to the Lord as an offering. Madhu chame kalpatam. We will go to the next mantra. Sagdhis chame. Sagdhis chame. Sagdhis chame. In terms of pronunciation, the word dhi, the in the dhi is again the fourth letter in the tha varga, so it has to be aspirated. So pay attention to that. Sagdhis chame. So the mantra itself is Sagdhihi cha me. So that Sagdhihi, that Visarga which comes in Sagdhihi, becomes is. So that's how you get Sagdhischame because of Sandhi. The meaning of Sagdhi is eating together. Okay. We are saying that it's not only one person should eat, together we should eat. Okay. Means that everyone should eat. Because food eaten alone will not produce good effect. When it's eaten together, that becomes sadhana. Like even for prayers, Swami says, kirtana means you sing alone. But sankirtana means you join with everyone with a positive vibration, you sing. So the same way, food also should be eaten together with people with the same feelings, same sense of devotion. When that is done, that has its own benefit to the body in terms of even absorption. When others are eating around us, so that's why it's an Indian tradition that before you eat, you feed somebody and then you eat. Every meal has to be partaken after feeding somebody, whether it's animals, birds, other guests. So it was considered as part of eating. No one ate alone. The tradition is you cook food and then you go out and look for people, somebody, invite somebody, bring them, you feed them, and after they have eaten, you eat. So that process, only then the food which we eat is considered to be absorbed well. So Sagdhischame Kalpatam, Sagdhischame Kalpatam. So we're asking, let's eat together, O Lord, which is in a beneficial way. Okay, let's partake this food together with others. Sagdhischame Kalpatam. So the next mantra is Sapitischame. 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 In terms of pronunciation, there are no difficult consonants. The mantra itself is Sapitihi. The word which we are using in this mantra is Sapitihi. Sapitihi chame becomes Sapitischame because of Sandhi. Visarga becoming Ish. Sapitihi meaning is drinking together. Eating together, drinking together. We should understand when we eat, the rasa is drunk also by us. So we always gross food is eaten and drunk also. So that means that food is absorbed as rasa. That process is sapitihi together with others. So sapitischame kalpatam, sapitischame kalpatam. So that's the prayer. We asking the Lord to bless us with the ability to eat together, drink together with everyone. The next mantra is Krishischame. 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 In terms of pronunciation, it should be simple. Kr. Pay attention to kr, not kru or kri. It's kr. The second letter is shi, which is cerebral sh. So krishischame. Okay, krishischame kalpata. So it's krishihi cha me becomes krishischame because of sandhi. Krishihi, general meaning is agriculture, farming. Okay, so it can also mean any effort is also krishi. Okay, any concerted effort is also krishi. Food, it has to be cultivated. Okay, cultivated well. So let our effort to cultivate food, let it be beneficial. Krishischame kalpatam, krishischame kalpatam. Because when we eat, we should not forget how the food was produced. Because if we are not doing the farming, someone in the world is doing the farming. So we are praying for that. Because if somebody has done the farming and that food is coming, we have to pray for that also. So you can also, the Krishi can also be the farmer. So we are praying for a good farmer or good farming. Krishichame kalpatam. So we are praying to the Lord, let the farming which produces the food which comes to us to eat, let that be beneficial. Okay. Because if you look at the prayer, Swami says there should be patra shuddhi, Padartha Shuddhi, Paka Shuddhi. Food has to have three kinds of purity. So Padartha is the material, food material. It has to be cultivated and transported and sold and acquired in a fair mean. So all that is covered in the word Krishihi. Okay, Krishishchame Kalpata. Vrishtischame. 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 There are no difficult consonants. Just pay attention to the second letter, krish. Vrishti. The sh is cerebral sh. Vrishtischame Kalpata. It's vrishtihi cha me becomes vrishtischame because of sandhi. The visarga in the vrishtihi becomes ish. The word vrishtihi is rains. Okay, because the farming can take place without rain. So we are praying to the good rains, beneficial rains, which can help the process of krishi, which is farming. Let that, because after all, the heavens pour the rain to us. From the heavens the rain comes, but that's also grace of the Lord. Okay, Vrishtischame Kalpata, because that brings the essence of prana, which makes the plants grow. So we are praying for that also. Vrishtischame Kalpata, that there be good rains. Today it's raining also, incidentally, here. So Vrishtischame Kalpatam, and the plants are looking all green and alive. So we'll look at the next mantra. Jaitram Chame. When we are chanting, usually it comes as Jaitram Chama Audbidyam. Okay. So the me becomes ma because of sandhi, but without sandhi, it is Jaitram Chame. Okay. Jaitram Chame, Jaitram Chame. There are no difficult consonants that should make it easier to chant. Jaitram Chame. Jaitra means a successful yield, in a good yield. Okay, so that means harvest is good. Okay, a good harvest, you can say. So the whole process of krishi becomes jaitram because of good rain. So we are asking for good crops. Okay, so we are praying to the Lord for that. Jaitram Chame Kalpatam. Let there be good harvest, good yielding crops. We are praying to them. The land also is because in Sanskrit you should understand one of the word, actually each word is a descriptive word. So even the land which is fertile, that is also called Jaitram. So you can, that way also meaning can be taken. Let the soil which receives the rain be fertile. It should be good, yielding land. That meaning also some of the commentators have used, but it's all related to whatever makes the food good and beneficial. So you can take that way also. Okay, land which is fertile, which can produce good crops. We're asking the Lord for that also, because you don't want desert land, which even if the rains fall, it may not yield crops. So we're asking for fertile ground which can produce good crops. We'll go to the next mantra. Audbhidyam Chame. Audbhidyam Chame. Audbhidyam Chame. In terms of pronunciation, pay attention to the bha. Audbhi. That bha is fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be aspirated with mahaprana, with extra air. And the last one is idya. It's not udhya. Okay, it's idya. It is not the fourth letter in the pa varga. Okay, because sometimes when we say bha, we also will say the also. Just so practice a little if you have problem. Audbhidyam chame. Audbhidyam chame. In terms of meaning, audbhidyam, audbhidyam means growth. In Tamil, I think there are many of you who are Tamil here. Utpatti comes from the word. From utpatti means that which is growing, whatever is produced. Okay. So as you can see, Jaitram, good land is also there, rain have come. So there has to be good grow. Crops have to grow. When they grow, from what comes out of that is outbidya. Okay, that means good crop. Harvest is good. So you can also say harvest also, outbidyam. Okay, outbidyam cha. So we are praying for good crop, the growth of the crops and the yield of the crops. We are praying for that. Outbidyam cha me kalpatam. We'll go to the next mantra. Rais cha me. Rais cha me. Rais cha me. It should be pretty simple in terms of pronunciation, no difficult consonants. Raihi cha me has become a rais cha me because of sandhi. So Raihi means, there are many meanings. Generally, Raihi is considered wealth, treasure, and so on. But I have used the meaning richness and water. Water is also another meaning for Raihi. Okay. So it's water has many meaning, many words in Sanskrit. One of the words is Rai. That means water which makes things grow is Rai. Anything which makes things grow, make anything enriching anything. Because water is the one which enriches plants, enriches the produce, grains. The water content makes them alive. Okay, there's some chaitanya. So we're asking for that aspect of the Lord, because the water which be able to take sun's energy and infuse it into a plant or seed or fruit. So we're praying for that water. Rais chame kalpatam, rais chame kalpatam. That whatever water which enriches food, for that we are praying. Okay. The next mantra is Rayas chame. Rayas chame. Rayas chame. No difficult consonants. Rayah chame becomes Rayas chame. Rayah means that which flows, that which penetrates also. Okay. So the thing is, you should understand the water which comes should be able to go in, get absorbed. Okay, the food, water which is absorbed, which flows into us also, you can say. So even if when we take food, when it's consumed, there is something which flows inside our cells. The nutrition which gets distributed and it enters the cells, that is Raya. Okay, that which moves and flows. So even when we eat food, the essence, rasa, is also it goes into the blood. So it's soluble, water soluble or fat soluble, but it's soluble. Okay, that goes around. It flows around the body also, and it flows into our cells. Okay, all that is Rayas Chavi. Okay, we talked about food, so we are saying that which enters our body. I will, because the next mantra will tell why we are talking about this. Okay, Rayas Chavi, that which flows. Okay, actually, if you look at some of the commentators have used the word rocks, gems, and so on, because that's another meaning. Raya also can also mean king. Okay, it will be digression discussed then, but that which makes things flow is all Raya. Okay. The next mantra is Pushtam Chame. Pushtam Chame. Pushtam Chame. Push. The sha is cerebral sha, so pay attention to that. Pushtam Chame. Pushtam Chame. The meaning of Pushtam. Pushtam is nourishment. Okay, we will say the nutrition content, if you want to put it that way, which nourishes us. So we are paying attention to that, and we are asking the Lord, let there be pushtam in the food which we eat. The water can be there, but let it be such there's pushta is the one which gives us ability. Okay, pushti. So health, all that is pushti. So pushta means that the content of the food which provides nourishment. We are praying for that. Pushtam chame kalpata. Pushtam chame kalpata. Let that be beneficial. Okay, that's the prayer of this mantra. Pushtischame. 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 It's related to the word pushta. So the ush is again cerebral. Sha. Pushtischame. So it's pushtihi chame becomes pushtischame because of sandhi. So pushtihi. So pushti is, the nourished state. We have put that a person has pushti means the person has vitality, fully nourished. That once it's absorbed, once the pushtam is absorbed in the body, we becomes pushti one. Means we are full of pushti. So after the absorption, that state is called pushti. So basically the food has entered us and made us strong and virile and vital, with full of vitality. That quality we are praying for. Pushtischame kalpatam. Pushtischame kalpatam. Now we will come to the next mantra, which is Vibhu Chame. Vibhu Chame. Vibhu Chame. In terms of pronunciation, the letter Bhu is the fourth letter in the Pa Varga, so it has to be aspirated. So Vibhu Chame Kalpatam. Vibhu Chame Kalpatam. Means we are asking the Lord, let the quality of Vibhu be beneficial. Okay, let us have that beneficial quality of Vibhu. The meaning of Vibhu is generally, often we depends on the place where it's used. God is also called Vibhu. Brahma is also called Vibhu. Shiva is also called Vibhu. Vishnu is also called Vibhu. Vibhu means one who is God, because he is all pervading. Vyapara, he is everywhere. Bhu means to be. V means in everything he is present. Okay. So the Lord who is far-reaching, all-pervading is called Vibhu. But here we are asking that there should be nutrition all over, everywhere. The food should be all-pervading. Everyone should have in this world. Okay, it should not be confined to what we have. So in that sense, food is also God. That's why Annam is also called Brahma. Okay, so Annam is also God means he should be all-pervading. Even our cell, so even the food which we eat, that food also has to reach all parts of our body. Only then we will be healthy. Okay, so that which expands and spreads everywhere and all pervading, that quality is Vibhu. Okay, so we are asking for that. Vibhu Chame Kalpatam. Vibhu Chame Kalpatam. So we'll go to the next mantra, which is Prabhu Chame. Prabhu Chame. Prabhu Chame. So the word is similar to Vibhu in the sense the Bhu is again the fourth letter in the Pa Varga, so it has to be aspirated. That's the only, it's a simple word, otherwise. The meaning of Prabhu. Prabhu also, Lord, oh Prabhu. That's usually what we will assign the meaning to. But Prabhu means who is present in many ways. Now, Prakasha means that which spreads. Okay, the Vibhu is far-reaching, all-pervading. Prabhu is, in many different ways manifesting also is Prabhu. Okay, abundant, manifold, all that kind of meaning comes in Prabhu. So we're asking the food to be like that, which is present in many ways. In everything, there is nutrition. Okay, so we're asking for that from the Lord. Prabhu Chame Kalpatam, Prabhu Chame Kalpatam. Let it be present in every way, everywhere. Okay, that kind of it's so expanding and spreading also, meaning means. So we want the food to be everywhere. It should reach all parts of the body, and it should expand wherever it goes also, that kind of. That's why the word abundant I have used. It should expand. Okay, one is far reaching and one is abundance. Prabhu Chame Kalpatam. We'll go to the next mantra, which is Bahu Chame. Bahu Chame. Bahu Chame. A very simple word, no aspirated consonant, so it should be simple. Bahu Chame. Meaning of Bahu means multifold, variety, or many. Bahu means many. So we're asking for quantity, lot, many food. We're asking for that also from the Lord. Bahu Chame Kalpatam. So let that be beneficial in many multifold ways, in large numbers, and so that it can be offered to the Lord. Bahu Chame Kalpatam. The next mantra is Bhuyas Chame. Bhuyas Chame. Bhuyas Chame. The letter Bhu is aspirated because it's the fourth letter in the Pa Varga. Okay, so it has to be pronounced with some extra air, Mahaprana. Okay, Bhuyas Chame. So the split, when sandhi split happens, it's Bhuyah Chame. Bhuyah Chame. So the Bhuyah, the ha in the word Bhuyah, Visarga becomes ish because of sandhi. Okay. The meaning of Bhuyah means repeating, remaining, something to, or becoming. All that comes. Bhu means to be exist. Bhuyah means it will come after, later, repeatedly, again and again. So we are asking that this, let whatever happens, happen again and again. Let it remain. Bhuyascha me kalpatam. We asking the Lord. Because we have to eat every day. Morning we eat, we have to eat lunch, we have to eat dinner, then we have to eat every day. So food has to come again and again. One day it comes and it doesn't come again, it will be a problem. So we're asking the Lord, let this happen again and again. And it will always remain. Okay. So all that meaning is given by the word Bhuyaha. Bhuyascha me kalpatam. We are asking the Lord. The next mantra is Purnam Chame. Purnam Chame. Purnam Chame. Very simple word and everyone is familiar. We want it to be complete. Everyone say diet has to be balanced. It has to have all kinds of tastes, 6 kinds of tastes, all the nutrients. It should be complete meal. Okay, we want the meal to be complete. Whatever we eat, to have all aspects. So we are praying for that also. Purnam chame kalpatam. Purnam chame kalpatam. It can also mean everything should be filled with Him, the Lord. It should grant fullness. Fullness also is divinity. So it should be filled with divinity also, you can say. Okay. Let it be complete. Purnam chame kalpatam. See, when we pray to God, people want to make sure that they don't miss any aspect, because whatever we ask, only the Lord gives. So they don't not leaving out anything. Purnataram chame. Purnataram chame. Purnataram chame. This mantra, Purnataram chame kalpatam. So there are no aspirated consonants or difficult consonants, so it should be simple to pronounce. Purnatara means, see, the suffix tara means better, more, okay, comparatively higher. So we are asking for something more complete. Purnam and Purnataram. So beyond Purnam, it will be more complete. Because see, the reality is, from our side, there's always room for expansion. Okay, there's always room for betterment. So why? Because in this world, everything deteriorates, so you have to make it full again, make it full again, make it more full. So they are praying for that. Purnataram chame kalpata. In other meaning also you can say, tara means to cross over. So the completeness which crosses over also you can say, which makes us cross any hurdle. It's so full that it can pass through anything. That kind of fullness is Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya. There's mantra. It's full, that is full, this is full. You take something out of the full, it's still full. That kind of Purna is Purnatara. Okay, so we are praying for that. Now, brother was asking, Tara is not, Dhara is earth. Okay, so Dhara is the fourth letter but in Tamil we will say Tarai, but it is actually the Sanskrit word Dhara has become Tara in Tamil because we do not differentiate between the sounds. Okay, but so Tara also to cross. I think we have covered this before. So Taraka, means that which helps us cross. So fullness, which okay, Purnataram Chame Kalpatam. So I think, sorry, I will have to. We'll go to the next mantra. I have shown the mantra with avagraha because sandhi become Purnataram Chame Kshitischame. Me Kshitischame. So what happens is the letter A, the vowel A, becomes silent, and that's denoted by an avagraha. It's not generally chanted separately when we are chanting, as like the way the other mantras which we have seen in the previous anavakas. So when you split the sandhi, the meaning, the word is akshitischame, akshitischame, akshitischame. Okay. Akshitihi chame becomes akshitischame. In terms of pronunciation, the word ksha, ksha is again the sha with the cerebral sha, akshitischame. Okay. When you chant, you will say Purnataram chame kshitischame. Okay. That's the way it's chanted. But the mantra is akshitihi. Akshiti means it does not have kshiti. Kshiti is something which perishes or diminishes. So we want the food to be undiminishing or imperishable. Okay. that kind of meaning. So we are praying for food that will give us that ability to be imperishable. So you can say it is not the body will always perish or change, but it should grant us that imperishable state. So we are praying for that. The food should be such that it should take us to that state of imperishability. That means one with the divine, identifying ourselves with the Atman, and thus become imperishable. So that is the prayer, Akshitishchame Kalpata. The next mantra is, so the next, now we are going to see various grains, okay. We look at the mantra, Kuyavas Chame, Kuyavas Chame, Kuyavas Chame. There are no difficult consonants, so it should be simple. When the sandhi is split, it's Kuyavaha Cha Me. The visarga has become ish. That's how you get Kuyavas Cha Me. Kuyavah. See, there are quite a few grains which are mentioned in this mantra, in this Anuvaka. These are terms which I think used during the Vedic times. There is a lot of not much clarity in terms of which word denotes which grain and so on. Some of them we can, in contemporary world we know and we are familiar. Others may not be. They may exist. The grains may exist, but we may not know which term applies to one. Okay, but commentators have made attempts to give to the extent possible, I guess, but some of them are not very clear. Okay, but I have provided you whatever the commentators are given wherever I cannot find any other reference. So we'll go through them. Kuyavaha considered minor food grains. That's the meaning people have given. These can also means millets, so many millets. There are small, in Tamil, I think they use the word sirudhaniyam, small grains of variety. So that is clarified. So we asking the Lord to give us those. Puyavashame kalpata. Puyavashame kalpata. Let there be these minor food grains. Let's be beneficial to us. Yeah, I think that's the prayer. So the next one is Menam. That's the way, because of Sandhi, that is the way it is. The I is not chanted, okay. But when you split the Sandhi, it's Annam Chame. Okay, Annam Chame. Kalpata. Annam Chame Kalpata. Annam, as all I think we have already looked at. I think many of us think Annam means cooked rice, but it's just food, that which eats and that which is eaten by us. Okay, I think I've already given, this meaning sometime back, so I'm not repeating. Annam is at, comes from the word at, atti, at. So that which eats and that which is eaten by us is food. So we're asking the Lord for plenty of food, which is beneficial. Okay. Annam chame kalpata. The next mantra is, so Annam chame kshuchame. That's the way it's chanted. Again, the I is not chanted as A because of Sandhi. But when the Sandhi is split, it is Akshuchame. 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 Okay. Kshuchame. So in terms of pronunciation, this Kshu is again cerebral sh. So Akshuchame Kalpata. When its Sandhi is split, it is Akshut Chame. Akshut chame. Akshut, the meaning, I tried a bit of research, but I could not find exact meaning of how this word is formed. But generally, the meaning the commentators are given is relief from hunger. So the food should be such that which satiates us, gives us satiation. That we think we are full, so that our hunger, which is the disease which we suffer from again and again, is removed. It removes our hunger. So we're asking the Lord, because sometimes you can eat, but we may feel that our hunger is not, removed. Okay, we don't feel full. So because of that, we are praying for that also. Whatever we eat, it should fill us and remove the hunger. For that, we are praying to the Lord. Okay, the next mantra is, so it's Vrihayaschami. Okay, Vrihayaschami, Vrihayaschami. Okay. Okay, so Vrihaya, can you, Vrihaya, the meaning is given as paddy. Okay, that's the meaning. The commentators are given, so I've used it as is. So where a list of grains which are mentioned. So we are asking the Lord that the Vrihaya, the paddy which we get, let it be plenty and beneficial. Vrihayaschame kalpatam, Vrihayaschame kalpatam. In terms of pronunciation, it should be simple. There are no aspirated consonants. So I think it should be easy to chant. Next mantra is Yavaschame. 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 Yava cha me becomes Yavaschame because of Sandhi. The Visarga becomes Ish. So Yava means barley. So because as you can see, a lot of importance were given to Dhanyam, grains. That's why, we also do what's called Navadanyam. The 9 grains, which I think are generally for Navaratri and all people grow. So Dhanyam is considered the one which receives sun's energy and gives to us. So it was given a lot of importance. Today, I think we give more importance to micronutrients, which are present in plants and things like that. But I think the belief of the Vedic seers was that we are capable of producing the micronutrients in us. So they usually grains were given more importance and mention everywhere. Okay. So Yavaha is barley. So the next mantra is Mashaschame. 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 Mashaschame kalpatam. So in terms of pronunciation, the Masha, the second word, Sha, is cerebral Sha. Okay, Mashaschame kalpatam. Mashaschame. So Mashaha is black gram. Okay. I think black gram is urad dal or urind or whatever. So one of the grains which is considered to give us a lot of protein and so on. So Masha Ashtami Kalpata. We're asking the Lord, let that be beneficial to us. So the next mantra is Mudgaschame. 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 Okay. So Mudgaschame Kalpata. So if you split the sandhi, it's Mudgaha Chame. Mudgaha Chame becomes Mudgaschame because of sandhi. So Mudgaha The meaning they've given as kidney bean. Okay, kidney beans as the today's equivalent of the word mudgaha, the name of the grain. Okay, so we are asking the Lord, let the mudgaha, plenty of that, in a beneficial way, be granted to us. Okay, mudgashchame kalpata. So we will go to the next mantra. Khalvaschame, khalvaschame, khalvaschame. In terms of pronunciation, the first letter kha has to be said with aspiration, extra aspiration, because it's the second letter in the ka varga. Okay, khalvaschame kalpata. So khalvaha. So this what I found somewhere. It's a bean, a different kind of bean. That's what they've said. So many of this, we may not have today modern equivalent which we are familiar with. So we'll just take it's another grain, so you can substitute it with any grain which you all are familiar also, I guess. And for our our own visualization, I think that's okay. So khalvaschame kalpatam, khalvaschame kalpatam. Okay. We'll go to the next mantra, which tilaschame, tilaschame, tilaschame kalpatam. In terms of pronunciation, it should be very simple. Tila. So it's tilaha chame. Okay, tilaha, the visarga ha become ish, and that's how we get tilaschame because of sandhi. So tilaha means sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are called tilaha. Because tilaha fares, the sesame is one of the most important ingredient which is used in many of the worship, especially Pitru worship, for departed souls. Whenever we do puja, tila is offered. Again, tila because it has the oil, tila oil or sesame oil, which is also considered very important for anyone in this world. So it is supposed to help our pitrus also. So rice flour and tila are offered for departed soul. It forms an important part of Pitru worship. Okay, tila. So we are praying to the Lord for we should be blessed with tilaha, which are beneficial. One of the most of these grains were considered essential for the homa purposes also. Okay, so that's tilaschami. So the next mantra is Godhumaschame. 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 In terms of pronunciation, the second letter is dhu, which is the fourth letter in the tha varga, so it has to be aspirated. Godhumaschame. Okay, so it's Godhuma chame. Godhumaha chame. So Godhumaha means wheat. In Tamil, we will say Kodumai. It's actually Godhuma. Okay. So we are worshipping the Lord to be, bless us with Godhuma, which is beneficial, which can be used for us to offer to the Lord. Godhuma chame. Okay. Masuras chame. Masuras chame. Masuras chame. There are no difficult consonants. Masuraha chame becomes Masuras chame. Masuraha means lentil. I think everyone knows Masur dal. Of course, in Tamil we'll say Mysore, but actually it's Masur. So Masuraha means lentils. Okay, Masoor. So hopefully hereafter when we buy Masoor dal, let's say Masoor, not Mysore. So you can see how the words change. Mysore is a place, but Masoor dal. So Masoor Aschame. Next one is Priyangavaschame. 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 It's the next mantra. It should be simple because there are no difficult consonants, no aspirated consonants. So it should be okay. Priyangavaha chame is the mantra when its sandhi is split. So Priyangavaha is this thing long pepper. I think long pepper, I think some, I don't know, valmalagu or something like that. In Tamil, I think they'd say, or tippili also, I guess. So there are, different ingredients which, there are some of them medicinal also. So we're praying for that. Priyanga Vaschami. So the next mantra is Anavaschami, because when you chant together, Priyangavaschamenavaschami, that's the way it's chanted, because A becomes silent and is denoted by A. Where so Priyangavaschamenavaschami, okay? Me is elongated, but that's A which has become the longer me and denoted by avagraha, and so A is actually silent, not separately said as A. So Anavaschame is the mantra when its sandhi is split. Anavaschame kalpatam. Anavaschame kalpatam. It should be rather simple. Just make sure that na, it is the harder na, the na which comes in the ta varga, ta, ta, da, da, na. Okay. The tongue should be pointed upwards. Anavaschame. So Arnavaha chame is when sandhi is split. Arnavaha. Okay, so Arnavaha means they're calling it thin paddy. So I don't, it's because in rice there are also many varieties of rice. So they're calling it thin paddy. I could not find any other meaning, so I have just used it as is. So it's another grain, you can say it's a thin paddy. So it's, I will leave it up to you how you visualize it or relate to it. We'll go to the next mantra. Shyama kaschame. Shyama kaschame. Shyama kaschame. It should be reasonably simple because there are no aspirated or difficult consonants. Shyama kaha chame is when sandhi is split. Shyama kaha means corn or maize or corn. We are praying to the Lord that we should be blessed with Shyamaka in plenty, in a beneficial way. So it can also be offered to the Lord. Shyamakashchame kalpatam. The next mantra is Nivarashchame. Nivarashchame. Nivarashchame kalpatam. Okay, Nivaraha. There are no difficult consonants here. Nivaraha chame, when the sandhi is split. Nivaraha is given the meaning wild rice. So as you can see, some of the problem is, we ourselves don't know all the small grains which are there, what their names are also. Unfortunately, due to our modern day living. So I think in general we can say various grains which are needed for us, we will ask the Lord, and hopefully those grains will come to us, whether we know the name or not. Even the names, the meanings of the sounds themselves have their own effect. I think from that sense, whether we do not know the grain does not matter. We are asking for all kinds of food which is beneficial to be provided to us. That's the prayer. So this last mantra of this Anuvaka, Nivarascha me Kalpatam, that it be all beneficial. So we, as you can see, the entire fourth Anuvaka covered food, all aspects of food, the production of food, the food which makes us nourished and full of vitality and vigor and so on. We're asking the Lord for the entire thing, from production, for consuming, that we have to eat together. It goes inside and flows inside and nourishes us and makes us strong. And then we're asking for variety of food, bahu chame, and then we also listing all the items which, even we we make sure that God has a checklist and gives us all this. They're just representative of any kind of food which is nourishing that we are praying for. So that's the essence of this mantra, Anuvaka. So I just got some excerpts from Swami's discourses. Because without an excerpt, it's not complete. So I've picked up one or two excerpts. So we'll go through them. Recognizing that man's moral weaknesses are on the increase because of the defects in the food that he takes, our forefathers devised simple but sacred ways and means for purifying the food before eating. They used to sprinkle some water on the food, chanting the mantra Annam Brahma, Raso Vishnu, Bhokta Maheshwara. The solid food is Brahma, the drinking water and the liquid essence of the food is Vishnu, and the enjoyer of the meal is Maheshwara. In performing this purificatory rite, the partaker of food prays to the Trinity to protect him with Satyam and Ritham. This invocation to the deities is to endow him with Trikarana Shuddhi, the triple purity of thought, word, and deed. By this rite, the food was being sanctified as prasad. The so-called intellectuals of today, puffed up with pride of their talents and skills, are ignoring the efficacy and potency of Satyam and Ritham. See, as you can see, this Anuvaka, which we read, Annam is mentioned. I will just point out, certain names. Annam is mentioned, so that is Brahma. Rasa was mentioned, that is Vishnu. Bhokta Maheshwara, the one who eats, we say rice chame, rice chame, pushtish chame, pushtam chame, all that, the process of eating and absorbing, Maheshwara. Okay. Then, also mentioned Satyam and Ritham. Sunruta chame, that was the second mantra. I was saying Ritha means truth. So the food actually has two. Urchame, Sunruta chame. That's the second mantra in this Anuvaka. So ultimately, the Annam food should reach us to Ritha. That's where truth, which is what Swami is saying. So this Chamakam Anuvaka actually is talking about food becoming that which grants us Satyam and Ritham. That is the purpose of this Anuvaka in Chamakam. So I thought I would just mention that. Another excerpt I got of Swami's. As a person observes the world, they assimilate the good around them and try to put it into practice. They experience the joy and bliss emanating from good actions. They convey their bliss to others. This is the main teaching of Taittiriya Upanishads. This Upanishad asserts that the journey of life is to progress from food, annam, to bliss, anandam. So we are basically asking the Lord to grant us annam, which will give us ultimately ananda. So that is the purpose of this, that is the objective of this anuvaka in Chamakam, which basically makes the food which we eat so beneficial that it grants bliss to everyone, and it takes us so that we can attain rhythm or satyam. That's the purpose of this Chamaka anuvakam. So with that, I will stop the session today, I guess. If there are any questions, and if I have some answers, Saira Auntie, I guess.
Does that mean that when your hunger is appeased, you become blissful?
Yes,
The last one, the journey of life is to progress from food to bliss.
Yes.
Can we take it that way, that once your hunger is satisfied, you become blissful?
Yes, because I think it's some way it is true, but I think what Swami is telling is the purpose for which we eat food is, the goal of eating food is to reach a state of bliss. That's the only reason we are eating food, because it is not necessarily for enjoyment. We think it's a pleasure. That pleasure is citrinpam, in Tamil we'll say. It's a small kind of bliss.
It's not the surface level thing.
It is, yes, at the gross level,
The
I think.
in-depth bliss.
Yes. So it is a taste of bliss, ultimate bliss, but it is not the ultimate bliss. But I think Swami is telling that the Swami would say the food which we eat should result in good thought, that should come out in good speech, that should come out as good work. Through that, bliss is granted to us as well as to the world.
Thank
so
you.
that is
yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay. And the other thing is, I don't know, like after coming to Canada, we have seen so many grains. I don't think we saw so many types of rice and grains in our country.
Yes.
The supermarket is full of different types of grains and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but God it's keeping everyone alive, I guess, in some ways.
Thank you. Okay.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam Kalyani.
Just, dhanya, you said dhanya means grains in Sanskrit?
Yes.
Oh. And sagdhischame?
Sagdhischame.
Sagdhischame. So I know Swami has also said like it's important to eat in silence. So when you're eating with others, I guess it's not like you're not supposed to be talking with them, but just being in their company.
Yes. It's the same thing, all sadhana has to be done together, because there is something when, like even in bhajan, we had Swami says sing together. That means we are singing alone but along with others. It's the same thing with food also. We ultimately are only talking to God, praying to God. We are not talking to the others, but we're supposed to do things together, because there is everyone together can journey. I think from that sense, it's food. It's not it's not about us eating alone, others also having food to eat. I think that's what I understand. It's not that we have to make sure that others also get food. We alone are not eating. I think that is what comes through. It is not that we have to always sit in a group and talk and eat. As you said, we have to be silent, but everyone should have food. I think that's the sense I think I get. I hope I know my answer.
Right. So like back in maybe like Vedic times, like they would actually like eat as if it was a sadhana, like all together. Wow.
Yes. We all eat together. We serve prasadam and each person has to eat, because I can't eat for somebody else. But just the way I can't pray for somebody else. But Swami will say, come together and sing. So that there's a sense of a sense of unity, that has a quality, that's something it does to us. When others around us are also happy, we will be more happy. We don't have to talk and ask them whether they're happy. If people around us are happy, we will be happy. If others are eating, that also gives a certain fullness of having eaten. And I think that's what it refers to. When we know that everyone has eaten, that gives some happiness. And I think we should get that, and we're asking the Lord to bless us with that.
And you also mentioned about, for the madhu chame, you said that the bees, their buzzing noise is, did you say hrinkara or something like that?
Yeah, because they do what's called hrinkara, they make that sound. So sound has a way to energize food. That's why they say honey is, because the bees are so intent and they are producing a certain sound, which actually realigns some of the molecules. And that is how the honey which we collect, if we go and collect from flowers, it will not taste the same as, or it may not have the same properties as those which are collected by the bees. So madhu is considered, collected by the bees, which are intent only on that. It has multiple meanings in the sense. The bees only are collecting, they only doing namasmarana, go collect, come and save. That's all they do. So I don't know whether there is Swami has spoken about it also. Brahmarambriga Sameta Mallikarjuna. That is Shiva is called Brahmara Ambika. Brahmara means bees. The mother herself is equated to bee. Okay, Brahmarambika. She is like a bee. She takes the madhu out of the Mallikarjuna, the god who is Mallikarjuna. So we as devotees should be able to take that madhu, that sweetness from the Lord. So that kind of meaning. For that, Rinkara is certain mantra chanting. Like, we chanting the Vedam itself is Rinkara. It is, you are energizing through sound. And through that, you get the honey. And that honey, which is collected by people, can be shared by everyone. And that is very beneficial and it's very healthy. So I just touched upon some of the things. So madhu is that honey. So it has medicinal value. It is collected through a sadhana, and it is sweet. All that comes from the word madhu. It is just not honey in a bottle. It is a process which the rishis thought about when they say madhu chame. So let us also be that honey. Let's be filled with that honey, thinking of the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord. All that can come from just one mantra. So I just wanted to touch upon that. Because sometimes we will think, what is this? You're asking for rice, you're asking for godhuma. Each mantra actually we can contemplate and meditate, because the rishis just did not just put words like that. They, a lot of sadhana, I think, on their own has gone into this. And each mantra, actually, if we meditate, so much will come out of that mantra. I just wanted to just touch upon that. People will say, oh, we're asking for rice, and then move on. But then we should look at what is this, what does this mean? So there's more inner significance in each of this mantra. It is not the surface level meaning and some gross object which it refers to. I just thought I would just touch upon that, because sometimes we say, oh, this is the meaning. There's nothing, people may think, but actually if we contemplate, there's each word, like we looked at the word rasa. Swami saying raso Vishnu, Annam Brahma Raso Vishnu. That means Vishnu is Rasam. So are we praying for that? I said Raso Vaisaha, in the Upanishads. So each word has actually much more than the meaning which I am discussing. But I just wanted to give a glimpse here or there. So we understand that these words mean much more than the surface level meaning which we have discussed.
Thank you, Uncle.
Okay, sir. So if there are no questions, I think we can close the session. समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 Sai Ram everyone.